So we're so happy to be here with the minister once again. Minister, I want to wish you, first of all, a happy Bermuda Day and ask you what makes Bermuda Day so special, not only to you, but to everyone.
Well, that's the uniqueness of Heritage Day, is that different people find different ways to celebrate and honor our heritage and to display our culture. Whether it be getting up early in the morning and going to your favorite spot to watch the runners, whether it be staying at home and cooking for your family to watch the parade, or whether it be participating in the run or the parade. Different individuals have different ways to celebrate Heritage Day and to celebrate our culture. And that's what makes it so special to different individuals, is because no individual, no Bermudian has the same experience. But the one common denominator is that we are all happy to be Bermudians and all happy to share in our cultural heritage.
And so I was looking at your face. You have a very nostalgic look on your face. I know you're going to be
Mhm.
busy with the parade and all those kinds of things. What are you going to be doing besides being at the actual celebration?
Well, I will get to Hamilton very early. I will clap on the runners. Last year was a very, very exciting finish to the race, as everyone will remember. I had one of a friend of mine, as well as a former student of mine, both battling the 13.2 mile course into Hamilton. And we did see that last year, Lamont Marshall was very successful. And we do know that, Ryan is going to come back this year and try to get his first Bermuda Day title. So I will be in Hamilton. I will be watching the runners. I will then do official duties, interviews, as well as judging the floats. That happens very early in the morning.
Oh, you
Um,
also
I
judge?
do
I didn't
judge
know
the
that.
floats, yes.
Okay.
So I will go and do that. And then at 1:30, I will take my position on Front Street and see the beginning of the official Bermuda Day parade. So that's my day. And then after a few more interviews, I will enjoy Bermuda Day with my family in the afternoon.
All right, so obviously there's going to be a big parade. What can we expect on the parade route? And well, we'll answer that first, and then we'll talk about the entries.
Well, the parade route is the same as last year. It will start at the western end of Front Street. It will come down Front Street, turn along Court Street, then turn along Church Street, take a right onto Cedar Avenue and down through Marsh Folly. So the route has not changed in the last couple of years. So that familiarity will make people happy. Individuals have already, as you've seen, gotten their spots. We are expecting over 60 entries. There will be a few surprises. One was actually announced last night, and that is the return of the big truck. The
Oh,
Soka truck
okay.
is returning, not in the parade, but it will be. We're kind of advertising it as the after party to the parade. So after the last Gombe group goes by, there will be a brief pause, and then we will keep the roads closed for the Soka truck, which people will remember from years gone
Yes,
by. Many
definitely.
people follow the truck, maybe people revelry in the soca music. So we can expect some changes, but the same traditions that make the Bermuda Day Parade so memorable.
And so you mentioned about the spots on the roads, and I wanted to talk about that because it appears to me that it's sort of become a part of our culture where folks are putting tape down on the roads. And in fact, a coworker just said to me, somebody keeps moving my tape to put their tape down. Is that being addressed, or that's just part
Nope,
of?
it's not being addressed, but what will happen is that everyone will show up because the parade starts at 1:30, and if two sets of individuals have put up tape or taken down tape, I can guarantee you that everyone will come together on Bermuda Day, and maybe they'll sit together and share a piece of chicken and some macaroni salad.
I like
But
that
yeah,
answer.
we're
Yeah.
not getting into as they call it, tape wars. But I can guarantee you that Bermudians, we do know how to come together on Heritage Day, and we will all, as they say, sit nicely and watch the parade together.
Very nice answer.
Mhm.
How long are we anticipating it being this year, the actual parade?
Well, that's always, you know, one of those back and forths. You talk to some people in the community, and they will say the parade um, is too short, and there will be some people that say the parade is too long. So we're
Hmm.
trying to get it somewhere in the middle. We're going to cut down on some of the gaps. Some of the gaps are beyond our control. You would recall that last year, Cedar Bridge Academy had a major malfunction with The truck that they had for their float, they
Mm,
actually fixed it on Front Street and
okay.
continued the rest of the trade route. So that held up the parade a little bit, but we appreciate that because when individuals have put that much hard work
So, yeah.
into whatever they're entering in the parade, whether it be dance routines, whether it be floats, you want to show it off to people. So when things like that happen, we are very understanding, and if we can mitigate it, we do, and continue the parade on. But it will be a little shorter than last year. Last year, I think the last Gombe troop crossed the line, and it was dark. We
Oh,
do not
wow.
wish to
Okay.
go that far into the night this year. But it will start at 1:30. And with over 60 entries, we look forward to the fun rolling into early evening, followed up by the soca truck.
Okay. So obviously people are doing last minute touches. I can attest to that, to their float. But I wanted to look forward to next year. If anyone would like to be involved, what would be the process to actually do that?
Well, as always, on social media, or if you want to go directly online, it is culture.bm. I know that the team at the Department of Culture start planning for this parade many, many months in advance. So it's never too early to start asking questions and start plotting out your plan for participation in this parade next year.
Okay.
We typically pick the theme around October, November.
Okay.
We keep it under wraps for quite a long time, and then we move into discussing the parade marshals and who are going to be the grand marshals and the guest of honor, and then we move into the proper planning of it. So culture.bm is where you would go to get all information on this Bermuda Heritage Day parade.
And you mentioned that you are going to be a judge in this year's parade. And what exactly, you're going to be one of the judges, I'm assuming. What exactly are you looking for in all the floats that are going to be coming by?
We understand that everyone is putting in a lot of work. So we
Yes.
try to make sure that there's categories that everyone can be successful in. So there are categories on natural heritage floats. We have categories on upcycled floats, and this is people using outside entities and recycled and stuff. Artistic impact, originality,
Okay.
inventiveness, all of that. So there's different categories, and I'm guided by the individuals that are, I guess, creative experts, and I take their advice. I put the ribbon on and stand for a couple of photos, but I'm just excited for all individuals that enter the parade.
You mentioned there was a theme, and the theme is
The theme is the future is now.
the
So
future
that is the
is
theme.
now.
The
I love it.
future is now. And you would see that theme even in one of our grand marshals, Miss Mackenzie Cole-Tuckett,
Mhm.
who is a grand marshal. I think she's only 23 years of
Oh,
age.
wow.
But like we said, the future is now. And
So
she
true.
came onto the scene in many people's houses during the COVID, doing some um, commentating and journalism. So we're happy to see how she has progressed, and we look forward to all the things that are going to come from her. And she's just one example of young Bermudians that are doing very, very important things in Bermuda, and the future is now. So we're happy to highlight her.
Right. So I realize you were not the spokesperson for the Bermuda Half Marathon Derby, but I do
Mhm.
appreciate you just hanging out with us just for a few more minutes to talk about it because that's just as Bermudian as it
Absolutely,
gets.
absolutely.
It's going to be starting in St. George's, yes.
Yes, absolutely. So it's this year it starts in St. George. We did have a brief conversation with Dr. Tucker yesterday, and it sounds like they've moved the start line back a bit so
Hmm.
that the race goes a slightly different logistics.
Okay.
And I think she said that the runners will be happy with that. It finishes right outside of Jamaican Grill, right on Court
Court
Street.
Street, okay.
And Court Street is one of the epicenters of Bermuda culture.
Without a doubt.
So there will be a lot of activity on Court Street, and we as Department of Culture are happy to support. And as the Derby have their own committee, but they are running on the same roads that we have our parade on. So there's a lot of collaboration that goes into the logistics with the police, with the Corporation of Hamilton, with other stakeholders to make sure all Bermudians, first and foremost, are safe and are enjoying culture in a safe and happy way.
Yeah. Just give us a little bit of a soundbite on the four-person relay team, two-person relay
Well,
team.
I don't know anything about that. I know that's something that they've had for a number of years now.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I can guarantee you that I will not be running individually. I will not be running on a two-person relay team. I will not be running on a four-person relay team.
Okay.
I will be, as I tell people, running my mouth and clapping my hands, encouraging all participants in this historic race that we have.
Okay. And so to close out, the sponsors for the halftime marathon do you aware of who they are?
I'm not sure who the sponsors are. That's um,
Okay, BEDC.
I guess BDC is the lead sponsor.
Yeah.
And Dunkley's, I guess. I'm not really familiar with
Okay.
with the
Well,
half
I
marathon
appreciate
and
you
their
helping us out
sponsorship.
because okay, I do appreciate. Any final words on this Bermuda Day?
I just encourage everyone to go out and have a good time. I've heard a lot of individuals that want to do have weather reports or whatnot. But as I tell people all the time, the parade and the festivities will go on. No matter what the weather is, it will go on, and Bermuda Day deserves to be and will be celebrated as only we as Bermudians know how to do. So
Thank you.
happy Bermuda Day to everyone.
Thank you so much, Minister. Happy Bermuda Day to you, to your family, and to everyone in Bermuda. God bless.